was plummeting to Earth at 140 miles an hour, unconscious, heading to certain death, until he swept in at 180 miles an hour. Tonight, exclusive footage of a miracle in the air. Good evening, everyone. I'm Maury Povich. Welcome to A Current Affair. It was raw heroism, the stuff kids' fantasies are made of. There was the damsel in distress, unconscious, plummeting toward Earth at more than 100 miles an hour, her parachute unopened. And from above, he spotted the trouble. And in that instant, Greg Robertson discovered he was a hero in a million. He dove headfirst from the plane, a free fall that would end either in a miracle rescue or both their deaths. Our Krista Bradford went back to the scene of a 1,000,000-to-1 shot in the skies above Nevada to recapture that moment of history in the sky.
I don't call myself a hero, I'm just a skydiver.
In this country, if you save a life, you are a hero. But Greg Robertson doesn't seem to understand that. He insists that he was just your average Joe and this was just your average spring day in the desert. But on this day, he noticed something nobody else did, a warning sign.
I scanned the hangar floor during these boogies just to keep an eye on things. And I noticed Debbie having problems untangling her parachute and said, okay, well, I'll just keep an eye on her. I know she's inexperienced and just another one of the little fledglings.
Skydivers are trained to save their own lives. They are not trained to save the lives of others in midair. But that is exactly what Greg Robertson did on April 18th of 1987. It was the first such rescue in the history of the United States. There was little conversation as the vintage plane climbed for nearly a half an hour to get high enough for the stunt. 6 skydivers would attempt to form a ring by joining hands free-falling. Greg would fall with them and supervise. This was Debbie's 56th skydive. Greg had 30 times more experience.
All right, let's be careful out there. Woo! Good skydive.
We exited at 13,500 feet, and the formation started building. The people started getting their hands and grabbing hands. It built to 3 people in the formation, and then a 4th one came on and grabbed with his arms, and he was going a little too fast and disrupted the formation, turned it from horizontal to vertical, and it fell out of the sky relative to us, just accelerating downward.
This funnel may have been what prompted the accident. As the 4-man ring sped away, skydivers 5 and 6 had to speed up to try to join it. They were Debbie Williams and Guy Fitzwater. Greg Robertson was lucky number 7.
I can hardly wait.
After a few seconds of diving, they collided. Debbie striking the back of Guy's backpack with her face and chest. And immediately her whole body just went limp. Debbie passed under me about 30 feet down, accelerating downward rapidly, spinning, and I could see blood all over her face. And I just kind of went, oh, Lord, wonder if I can do this, and started diving at her.
I'm waiting for you, but you're very late. I know you're good anyway, and I can hardly wait.
He flew out of the sky in a bullet dive, speeding up to 180 miles an hour. She was dropping like a rock at 140 miles an hour. Her unconscious body doing exactly what skydivers are not supposed to do, spinning and falling backwards. She was plummeting towards sure death, and because her body was unstable, she was a difficult target to reach. But reach it he did at 3,500 feet, 10,000 feet from where the jump began, 10 seconds from impact.
When she landed, since there was no muscle control in her legs, as she landed, her legs just moved out of the way, and she took the entire blunt of the landing on her side of her rib cage. And that's supposed to be what cracked all her ribs and punctured the lungs and everything.
And you saved her life.
Yeah, me and some doctors in the hospital and stuff that did the operating, but I got it to where she could get to that point, yeah.
The rescue not only made U.S. history, it made Greg Robertson a hero. It is the stuff of which legends are made, the right stuff. AT&T gave Greg Robertson its highest honor, the Vail Gold Medal. Yes, he works for the phone company as a computer design engineer. Debbie Williams is more than grateful he reached out and touched her. She's alive and grateful.
And Gregory, I just want to thank you for having the skydiving expertise to foresee the situation that I put myself in, and you were able to do something about it. I certainly do thank you a lot.
They want to know if you're ever going to go skydiving again.
You know the answer to that, Greg. I'm not. I'm definitely not.
I think it taught a whole lot of people a whole lot of lessons. And I hope it taught some people that next time they see something like this happen, that they can try it too.
Talk to Greg Robertson and he'll remind you that someone else did what he did. A skydiving instructor in Africa saved a student the same way just 2 years ago in 1985. What Robertson won't say is he and the instructor are the only two. But other experts will say it.
I'm really impressed with the fact that he was willing to risk his own life to go ahead through and rescue her, which could have been fatal for both of them.
It's like a little angel, you know, that somebody sent to save her.
I don't call myself a hero. I'm just a skydiver.